I just realized my mic was muted. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. I hope you guys are having a good morning, having a good trading session. I have only taken 2 trades so far. Both of them were break even, so I just lost commissions. There's just been a lot of chop in between levels, honestly. So I just haven't really been taking very many trades. We just finished up some low impact news. So maybe we can get going a little bit finally. But we will see. It's just been a lot of back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I'm gonna break even there because I didn't pay attention to the fact that it just came off of the high, and I'm glad that I did. It came off of, it came off of the overnight high. I wasn't paying attention all the way up there. So I'm definitely glad I just broke even though. So I just lost commissions again. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. I mean, that was a valid trade, but Jesus. I kind of didn't want to take it off this level that was right there. Good morning, Rand. Thank you so much. I hope you have a good day and week. Thank you, thank you. There's just so many levels in one place. We keep going back to the overnight high and low over and over and over again. That's what the green and red levels are. The dash dot levels. So as you guys, well, you can't see, I do have one of the 25K accounts are back. So that's nice, finally. Oh, it's actually oh, that's the right place. Not very much movement. I mean, there's the volatility is there, but it's like price is just trading in the same little area. It'll like go up, like when it just came down off the buy that I just took, that's the same low that was created at 843. I know people this morning said that they were having rhythmic issues, and their buys were turning to sales and their sales were turning into buys. I personally have not had that issue this morning. However, I also was in and out of my trades because of me breaking even. You guys will see in the daily update today, I was going back towards the VWAP. The opposite pressure came in. I think I was probably in a sell. Buyer pressure came in. Because I'm going back to the VWAP, I got out for break even, those kind of things. I can say that my data lag this morning was at about 0.48 seconds until What time did I make that message? I don't even know. Until probably like maybe 8:40 or so. It was a nice little minute. I am noticing that it happens more on Mondays than anything. Alright, I didn't get into this buy because my levels are out of order. There's support from the overnight low, but I just prefer not to take it. We are approaching a rotational level around 32.25. Alright, that just disappeared. Let's see. Can't really get into my overall bias is a downtrend until 49.75, but I can't really get into any sales to try to continue that right now because of the way that we pushed off of the overnight low. So I'm just gonna wait it out and see. My 50K account is about $500 away from being back to $2,500 drawdown. So that's good. Um, 86, 827. I don't know how I feel about. Okay, we've come a lot further off of it. 36. Yeah, that definitely was a nice sale. I just didn't like how that pushed off there. At a support level here, resistance / support. Let me know if the music is too loud because I can't hear it on my end, but I can kind of see it a little bit. It doesn't look like it's loud. I guess I could. It is fine. Okay, good. Good morning, Trenches. How are you? Yeah, I could see that like when my volume is all the way up on the phone, it's still pretty low. All right, I just wanted to make sure. I know there's a lot of white space in my videos when I'm live because I'm not really much of a talker, which might sound very weird, but I'm kind of an introvert. Not kind of, I am. So I can't be like some of the streamers who are literally just finding something to talk about the entire time and just like super high energy. You will never see me with super high energy ever because that's just not my personality. I'm very chill and laid back. So I found this really nice YouTube that has like a lot of copyright free music, and the guy makes a lot of his own music. So and it's free to use. He just asks you to credit him, which I did in the description. So I did see in his comment section that there were a lot of like YouTube and Twitch streamers that used his longer music videos for that, because he has a lot of them that are like 12 hours. So I just kind of I just kept scrolling through pretty fast until I found a song that I kind of like, and then I started there and just ended it like 2 hours and 15 minutes later, since I know I'm only streaming for about 2 hours every day. But if it gets annoying, y'all just let me know. I could just click a button to turn it off. But that's another reason why I wanted it pretty low. There's a couple of people that I've watched stream their trading sessions live, and I know the one, he had tried music before, but he turned it off because there were some people who complained, some people who didn't, and he just didn't want to be bothered, which I understood. I just kind of think that maybe if he just turned it down a little bit, that it would have sufficed for everyone, but who knows. That's a nice sell, but it started with a yeah, I'm not really too keen on the double top, double bottom starts for divergence anymore. I need the volume pattern to look a certain way, and it didn't there, so who knows? It could still win. That's what that trade looks like. I feel like I saw. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. $39. Oh wow, it came up and touched my resistance level at $39.50, which is one tick away from where my stop loss would be had I gotten into this trade. 621. You're good. You turned a green day red though. Oh no. What happened? I hope it was from you and not Rhythmic, because there are a lot of people complaining about Rhythmic issues right now. I actually would have been safe in that sale. I would have been safe. Don't like that. All my levels are so close together, and they're merging in with all these support and resistance levels. We broke back down like what is that, 2 ticks away from the overnight high. Now we're back at the overnight low again. Like typically at some point during the session, I expect for it to go back to the overnight high and low, but my God, it's gone back so many times today. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I just want to break away from all of that. Where is... Oh, it's up there. I could have gotten into... Oh, wait. No, I couldn't have. I'm glad I paid attention. Would have broke even anyway, but... The color change... Are we finally breaking away? No. No, we're not. Okay, right back up. NQ is being ridiculous today. Okay, maybe we're breaking away from the levels now. Now that it's kind of wicked off of the overnight low. every other time it came to the bottom of the overnight low, it like it was the body of the candle going through it, the Rinko candle. So let's hope we're away from it so I can trade. I'm looking for a push down from this VWAP, but we'll see. As long as too much buyer pressure doesn't come in, which $372. And we're back. We are back. Trading with stops in the back and forth. Yeah, as long as you're protecting yourself. I do know there's a lot of people who don't trade with stops, or they either they don't trade with stops but they have a mental stop and get out of trades. I know some people who they feel like the entire account size is their stop. I just can't do that. Especially when it's, back and forth like this. And I can see why it's going back and forth. It's just going between the VWAP and the overnight low, or the VWAP and the overnight high, or support or resistance level and the overnight high. It just, yeah. Just chop it, chop it, chop it. Shoot. Got about an hour and a half left. My order was filled 40 points from where I originally entered. Whoa. I think some of these people have some of the issues that they have because they don't have their clock synced to Rhythmic. Either that, or they have a lot of very heavy charts, like with heavy indicators and stuff. Because one of my trading friends, she was kind of having an issue like that, and we basically, like, all of her other charts were regular data lag, but then her Nasdaq chart would go to like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and she wouldn't be paying attention to it, and she would get in the trade and look at her P&L, and the price is going one way but her P&L is going the other way, and it was just a lot. And we essentially figured out that it was because of her data lag problem that she was having. And she had a lot of charts that she wasn't even using. And she uses pretty heavy indicators, like indicators that are heavy on a processor. So once she removed all of that from her charts, she was fine. And then I know some people's internet is probably also not the best as well. So, I mean, I have really, really high speed internet. So, some issues that some people have, I don't have. 331. That's, oh no. Damn it. I was supposed to be in this cell though. I'm gonna put it there. Oh, don't do me like that. Okay. I'm glad I was able to manually put myself into that one. That would have made me mad if I missed it. Very mad. Okay, yeah, we're definitely finally away from all that mess. The overnight high and low mess. 20-point stops, and it was back and forth action, so I basically got slapped around. So what's your typical take profit? Because I know that you said that you scalp. All right, so it looks like we're about to go into my... Is that the yesterday's low or high? Yeah, okay. It looks like we're about to go into the zone that creates for me between my first support and resistance levels. The resistance levels that were on the chart earlier that we were trading around, it was just, you know, extensions. I think we were trading around the second resistance level. All right, we got a pin bar there. You know what? I think I did something really dumb. I don't even think I was supposed to trade that right there. I'm almost sure. Look, I've made so many adjustments over the last, I don't even know how long. I don't even know if I was supposed to get in that. I know if it's divergence and it wicks off, like kind of like here, when it wicks off, that I don't trade it. I don't think I trade divergence at the VWAP at all. Am I tripping? I think that was a loss that I didn't even have to take, y'all. It's all good though, but this is what happens when you make adjustments and, you know, you're still in the midst of figuring out your strategy. Sometimes you adjust so much you forget what's real and what's not. I forgot. I really don't know. I'm not gonna take the buy off of the that resistance level. If that wins, I'm absolutely cool with that. And technically, no, I could not take that because the yesterday's high is sitting up underneath that. Sometimes it's hard for me to see because, you know, I have to look between the squares and see the red. And if I don't have my wrinkle bars like spaced out enough. I can't see that. So I'm glad I caught that. I can see it a lot better on the time chart over there, but that's probably because the background of my Renko chart is red right now. So that doesn't help. I'm pretty sure. You know what? I'm going to go look at something. I'm pretty sure I don't get into divergence even if it's... wait, maybe I do. Okay, I lied. I do when it's the body of the candle. Okay. Because our show is like, am I even supposed to do that? I'm trying to I need Gucci Chanel all over my body. Alright, let's see. That level's there. That level's there. That level's there. I need this to change to a downtrend for the minor, which will happen there. Curious to see if we're gonna try to push up. All my levels are in order, however my minor level is like an uptrend right now. So sometimes when this happens, things, you know, push up from here, or it'll sit here and consolidate for a while until it breaks through and the minor trend matches the mid and major trends again. So we'll see, because the other two are downtrends, so this one's trading opposite right now for me. I didn't this probably might win, but I didn't want to get into this sale just because it was going back into that level. I've had issues with that before, but it's kind of, I can't tell if it wins a lot, loses a lot, I don't know. So just rather be careful with it. I could have possibly just you know, broke even if I wanted, just to make sure, because the buyer pressure did come in shortly after the entry. Okay, so it's just a bunch of opposite levels sitting next to each other, like major resistance here, but then we have, what is this, the current open, which is a support level for me, and then we have the prior close there. We got a rotational level here, the VWAP's up there. It's just a lot of ugliness. Oh, so you do 20 and 20. I guess on the Nasdaq, that could definitely still be considered a scalp. I think we were talking about that in the Discord the other day. Was it yesterday? It was the other day. And people were like trying to figure out kind of what constitutes scalping. And I think I even said like, oh, well, yeah, because I think somebody might have said something about 20 points. And I was like, I mean, on the Nasdaq, that could be considered a scalp for sure. You can go 20 points so quickly. I mean, legit from the bottom right here to almost where it just went. That's 20 points, easy. And that's what, 2 minutes? So that was like an 18, almost 18, like a tick away from 18. So an 18-point swing in 2 minutes. All right, so my minor trend is back to an uptrend. The levels are still in order. So let's see what happens. I'm so tired. I'm not trading that first pullback. That created divergence off of my major level. But my minor trend changed colors too many times, so. And we were going back towards the current open, so. Good morning, Future Wealth. How are you? Everything's going good this morning so far. What about you? I'm a little tired, but my exhaustion has not broken my concentration, so that's a good thing. It is a good thing. Taking a few trades this morning. I think I've been in maybe 5 trades. Maybe. That's probably not true. I think maybe 6. Let's see. Yes, I've been in 6 trades. And there is a win, two wins, a loss, and 2 break evens, if I'm not mistaken. Almost certain. Started a new 25, well, not a new, but one of my $25,000 evals that I failed during what I call the Great Reset. That's when I lost 4 out of my 5 evals that particular week. I think that was the first week of me switching to more volume-based trading or a volume-based strategy. So the first one came back this week. So I'm already starting off positive on that account. My goal is to pass it this week. Pass my first one. Not so bad. You haven't seen a proper setup for you to trade. Honestly, totally understand. That's why I haven't taken that many. Like 15 to 20 scalps in a 2.5 hour session for me is pretty normal as long as like volume is great. But I haven't had very many setups either. I don't even think I took my first trade until like, oh, you know what? Oh, no, I can't do it that way. Let me see. I'll tell you. I'm pretty sure it was probably like 840 or something. 844. That's not normal for me. So I kind of judge the day honestly based off of what time did I get my first valid setup of the day. And if it's like 10 to 15 minutes from the open, I know it's probably going to be pretty choppy that day and I won't get a lot of setups. So this is one of those days. You've been in and out of trade down on the day overall. How long do you typically trade for? Hopefully you're able to bring that back. I know we're approaching 10 o'clock, so I trade until 11, but after 10 o'clock, I don't get as many setups because, of course, the market slows down. But if I trade it properly, most of the time I'm going to get my better setups after 10 o'clock, though. As long as I'm not getting into trades I'm not supposed to be in and, things like that. So how long do you normally trade for and what time do you start? So what time do you start and what time do you end? Yeah, see, this is just chop, 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 chop. I'll show you guys kind of what it looks like on my Renko charts. So it's been kind of choppy a little bit. Do this. It's not like extremely bad, but like there's just certain things that I look for, and like this right here was invalid. I'm glad I didn't get into it. You see that big wick on that particular candle? That would have wicked me out. So yeah, just the volume patterns are not right. It's going back and forth between support and resistance levels. Like, so because my wrinkle bars are 20 ticks and my stop loss is 24 and my take profit is 24, I need like 12 bars or so, a little over 12 bars, like 12 and a half bars for me to take profit. And then the wick can only come like 3 ticks out of the top of the reversal bar. So yeah, you trade till about 2 p.m. and you start at 9:50ish. So about 4 hours or so. Is that 4? No, 5. Wait. 10. No, yeah, 4 hours. That's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. Because there are some people I'm like, I don't know how you're on the chart that long. They'll start at market open and they don't stop until like 3 p.m. and I just personally would be so fatigued, like so fatigued. All right, so we just created new session lows here. I need to be really careful around this level here, depending on how this pulls back. Gotta be really, really careful. But yeah, for me, after 11 o'clock, I don't care how much sleep I get. I just get tired and fatigued just looking at colors and charts just move and move and move. So I limit myself, and I don't really like a lot of the setups that happen after 11 o'clock unless I was to get like back on the charts in the afternoon or something, which I used to do. So I used to trade like 8:30 to 9:30, so open from the New York Open to about an hour later. Sometimes I would go until 9:45, 10 o'clock. And then I would get back on the charts like I know at one point it was from 1 to 2, and then I changed it to 12 to 2. And for one, it's like watching paint dry when you're so used to trading from the open. So that was a problem for me. And then I also was like, for me, I want to be able to make the most amount of money I can in the shortest period of time. I've ran businesses for a long time. you know, from sunup to sundown, I'm working on those. Or I've been a nurse for the last 11 years. I haven't worked in a year and some change. So working the 12.5 hour overnight shifts that sometimes turn into 14 hours, and, you know, just different things like that. For me, it's like, I just don't want to get caught up in that, you know, being on the charts too long, because then I'm just going to feel like it's a job again. And although it could be a very high paying job, I just don't want to be on the charts that long. I don't want to be on from 8:30 to market close. I just, I just don't. So I feel like 2.5 hours is perfect for me. It's right when I start getting too tired to look at things. It's the best time, you know, to trade because of all the volatility and all of that stuff. So I'm going to try to stick with it as long as I can. Especially since, you know, with Apex, you can leverage 20 accounts and stuff. So even if you just made $100 for the day, you made $2,000, you know, once you get to that point. So ooh, that's setting up for divergence, but I cannot take it because it didn't go far enough past my mid-level for me to feel comfortable with it. Down here, account about to cancel. The market has enough volume, but some of my setups don't occur until the afternoon. You're back, green trenches? Yay, I love to hear it. Understood. Yeah, the afternoon is fine. I just think that, like, some people who just literally stretch it the entire time, especially when you know, like, okay, there's quite a bit of downtime sometimes between 10 and 12. So why sit there and look at it? Especially because some people who I know who stream for that long, I don't really see them take a lot of trades between certain times. But, you know, you can't just stop streaming and come. I mean, you could, but you don't want to just stop streaming, come back and stuff like that. But my goodness. And of course, it also depends on, you know, your strategy. I think, like, some people who I watch, they scalp. And I just think scalping is super dangerous in the afternoon unless you're trading a little bit closer to the close, or like I said, like maybe 12:30 to maybe 2 o'clock Central. But also, I know some scalpers who perform best in choppy markets. You know, they're only going for like 6 to 10 ticks, and they trade on maybe like a 1 minute chart, 2 minute chart, 30-second chart kind of thing. Because I trade on Rinkos and that's pure price action, I'm looking for the moves, okay? So, I mean, 6 points, 24 ticks is not a lot to me personally, you know? But I feel like I need to make sure the market is moving, and I cannot do that in the afternoon most times. So, just kind of depends. But I don't know how people do it. I don't. I don't. So you're down on an account that you're about to cancel. Why are you about to cancel it? Did you buy a bunch of accounts during that 80% off sale and you're trying to make sure that it doesn't come through on the renewal? I know a lot of people do that. All of my accounts, I purchased I only have 5. Right now I'm only trading 2. But all of them I purchased during the 80 and 80 sale. When I first purchased them, that was back when it was only 50% sales. And then I canceled them when I canceled and got new ones. So I just replaced them when I saw, I think it went from like 50% monthly to 60 to 70 to 80 or something like that, I think. And every time I saw a better renewal rate, I just canceled all of them. And so I'm on like accounts. I have a 17, 18, 20, 21, and 22. I only canceled the 19 account because it didn't follow like my renewal pattern. So one of my $50,000 accounts, and then how many account? One. I have two 50,000 and three 25s. So the 50,000s are really there. Just it was during my like developing my strategy phase, just having that extra $1,000 in drawdown. So I basically kind of did it that way. One account might last for 2 weeks and I might fail it, and then the other 50,000 I could use that for the next 2 weeks. But if you take one of the 50Ks out, all of my renewal dates are 1 week apart pretty much. So that number one, I don't get caught up with a whole bunch of renewals on one day, but also that allowed me during this process of developing my strategy over the last year, that allowed me to have a fresh account to start every Monday. And it was like the longer the account, if I didn't fail the account in that week, then okay, we're moving forward. But if I'm just failing accounts, my strategy isn't where I want it to be. So, I started off with intraday swinging because that's what I was consistently making money with like years ago. However, I never really liked swinging. I've always wanted to figure out how to scalp. And crazy me trying to figure out how to scalp the Nasdaq like a crazy person. Like a crazy person. But I decided to give myself time. It took me 4 years to become a nurse, to have a career that I wouldn't say I hate, but I strongly dislike after 11 years, almost 12 years. So I can give myself time. You have to give yourself grace. And I feel like I'm almost where I feel like I'm taming the beast. And it's all going to pay off, You have a bunch of accounts. Hey, it's so probable with that. That's what they allow. I think it's smart to leverage because not every company can you do that. I remember when I first started hearing about prop firms, it was no having 20 accounts. Apex is one of the few companies that probably the only company, I don't even know. But I know one of very few that even allows you to have that many accounts. Most companies cap you at like 3 to 5. So got 2 accounts 500 away from target. This is when I start acting like I don't know how to trenches. Get that mind together, because you are going to pass those accounts. We are not going into full degen mode, and we are not going on tilt. We are not doing that. We're back at all of these levels that we got away from earlier, which is kind of annoying. But I'm going to tell you guys some of the ways that I've measured like where I'm going with my strategy and when I need to do, make adjustments and things like that and tweaks. So when I first started developing my scalping strategy, right, this was, I don't even know, I would have to go through one of my mini notebooks, but I would say it was probably around like March or April. At some point when I do my first, when I pass my first account, I know I'm going to make a video about it, and I'm going to make a video about my journey with Apex, and I want to make a video about my trading journey overall because I started 10 years ago, right? But a lot of the times, like earlier last year when I was developing things, I would backtest and okay, I like the way that this looks for the overall P&L for the week or the month. But then when I would trade it live, which is really weird because I was never using indicators that repainted or anything, so it kind of shouldn't have happened that way anyway, but it was. But it was like when I would actually trade, I'm like, okay, this is not what was happening in the backset. So there's something that I'm missing. So one of the things that was an issue was like really huge swings in my P&L from a day-to-day basis. I personally don't like that. I know some people who are like, well, market conditions change, so It's okay if you make $1,000 today and lose 400 tomorrow, and make 200 the next day and lose 500 tomorrow. As long as your overall P&L for the week is good, you're fine. That doesn't work for me. I don't necessarily have to be positive every single day. However, I don't want huge swings in my P&L though. Like, I just don't. If I lose, if I have a losing day, I want it to be less than like $200 to $250, because I'm risking $124 per trade. So if I'm under 250, then that lets me know that I have a net P&L of like -2 trades. I'm cool with that, right? So that was a problem that I was having, was just the huge swings in my P&L. Also, I was having issues with, like, I wasn't paying attention to certain things. So I know I also am going to make a video about like how to properly track your edge or the results of your trading strategy, because you can have a really profitable trading strategy and possibly be keeping yourself from making it even better because you're not tracking the right things. That makes sense. So I was in the Discord, I think that was last week, and I was showing people how in Excel, like how it's the best way for you to track every single variable of your strategy. So if you trade with moving averages, if you trade with volume patterns, if you trade with VWAPs or anything like that, you know, making sure that you have a column in your spreadsheet for every single variable, and in that column you say what the charts look like. So did your entry bar wick off of the VWAP? Did the VWAP pass through the body of your entry candle? What did the volume pattern look like? Just all of those things. And that's pretty much how I was able to figure out, okay, you know what, this is not working the way that I wanted to. Like, regardless of what my P&L results are or my win-loss ratio, this is not how I want things to go. And what you also do is, when you are going through your Excel spreadsheet, right? Every time you have a loss, you need to bold it and make it red, because when you start to see yourself in this series of losses, it's so easy for you to go into your spreadsheet, look at the columns separately, and like, hey, this column has like 6 losses in it. Is this something that I need to pay attention to? Because out of all the other times that it's set up, I only got 2 wins. So maybe this is something a pattern I need to stay away from. So just little things like that. Because even though the vast majority of traders fail short-term and long-term, a lot of times it's just either, of course, psychology. Absolutely. Okay, the volume is being really weird. But yeah, a lot of times it's psychology. Sometimes it's people not having a sound strategy. I think more often than not, it's kind of a huge mixture of both. I wouldn't say 50-50, but I think sometimes people are looking for strategies that won't even work for their personalities. Like, for instance, one of the traders that I watch live, you know, he doesn't trade with a stop loss. That wouldn't work for me. That does not work for my personality whatsoever. I can't do it. Some people are successful with time-based charts. That doesn't work for me. Some people are successful with tick-based charts. That doesn't work for me either. Because for me, like, there's nothing, time doesn't correlate with price. So it doesn't matter what your strategy is, it just won't make sense to me. Even like market structure, and I feel like so many people can look at the same charts on time-based charts and come up with something different. I could have taken that trade, I just didn't. Yeah, I could have taken this one though. All the volume was there, which is really weird. It just picked up so quickly after 10 o'clock, which is totally opposite of what it normally does. And I would have definitely gotten filled on it, as long as there wasn't some kind of data lag spike at the time, which I don't think it was. I have been trying to, because basically this was divergence at my mid-level back here. So it was just a deeper pullback. And I know that the line draws really weird once it goes over there, but yeah. So it was divergence there. However, it wicked off of my mid-level and closed like right below my minor level. And I'm still trying to figure out when I can and cannot do that, because that definitely kind of screwed me a couple of times last week. But overall, I'm usually okay with that. So that's just something that I have to look at a little bit more. See, that's... Oh, let me get that off my chart before I forget why it's there. That is so weird that all of this volume is now picking up after 10 o'clock. What are we doing here? Today is just weird overall. Very much so. What level is... Yeah, I don't want to trade that. Alright, so where's that one? Oh, that was up there. Okay. Alright, so we're back to the current open and prior close. And it looks like we might be trying to push back out of being between my support and resistance zones. Oh, that's down there. We didn't even get halfway through it. So we never came to the pivot level. And we're back to Friday's high up there. Excuse me. Push off the VWAP. Let's see if we push out of this zone and start trading above it again. We've been in this zone since about 9:45. Before that, it kept coming in and going right back out. So see if we're gonna break out of it. Where is... Oh, that's right there. Okay. The only reason I didn't take this sell right here is because even though it was going lower or selling off of Friday's high, it also closed on the current open, which is a support level for me. So anytime my entry bar is over a support and a resistance level at the same time, just depending on which ones, I won't trade them. And it would have only broken even anyway, because my entry would have been 63.25 and it came down to 57.50. So it came one tick away from hitting my take profit and then reversed into the break even. So all right, I gotta pay attention to where my levels are. That's not in order. So when did it? All right, so the levels got out of order here. So we'll see how much chop we get from there. That definitely was a good sale back there. Looks like we're trying to create the same sale as here from the double top. But what I want to see is my middle level breakthrough. It's in between the mid and major levels right now, so I needed to break through on either side. I don't care which side, so that I feel more comfortable getting into trades again. I'll be right back. I'm gonna use the bathroom. See where we are. I do want to look at wait, which one was that? Oh, maybe that's what. Let's see. All right, it broke up, which I kind of figured it was going to. All right, so maybe it's just, oh, that one doesn't count. Not look at that one. Oh wait, those don't count either. Am I tripping? Kind of going through my Excel sheet really quick. Sometimes I do that in the stream when my face gets really bright. It's because I've opened up Excel to look at my spreadsheet. I wanted to look at the other times when it closed with both levels, and yeah, I should have taken that. I don't. It's other times when I have to be careful with it, but not when I'm getting the pullback divergences. All right, so we're now back in order as of there. So we didn't really have very much time of chop. It was kind of chopping upwards though. At one point, it felt like Apex and Rhythmic wasn't updating properly on the charts, but it still knew where the market was. Traded according to that. That's what it felt like when comparing TradingView to Apex at one point. That's probably why it might have been 40 points off. Some guy said his entry was 40 points off. NT had 3 minutes of delay in the first half hour. It should have never been 3 minutes for anyone. Can you explain these orders? What? So confused as to what that person was trying to show. All right. We've broken out a little bit. However, I would want to see it pull back a little bit more. If it pushes up from here, okay, there we go. I don't want it to come back down to the prior high though. This is what I don't want. 684, and then Looks like it's gonna push before I can even get in with the volume pattern. What did I say? 684. Of course. It's cool if it was gonna lose, but if it was gonna win, I would have liked to be in it. All right, I'm in an overall downtrend bias until 94.25, and it's been that way since, oh geez. Been in an overall downtrend bias since 9:05. Most of the day actually, because when it changed to an uptrend bias, it quickly changed right back. So because of that, I am in an area where I can sell. However, because of the VWAP being here, I cannot just yet. Yeah, that's gonna wick off the VWAP, and I cannot do that. $83.50. Yeah, that's still wicking off of it. Caught that run up on Sunday, so that's gonna skew my figures. Can they see that on their end and that it was 2 different days? It's not 2 different days. Still under the 17,500. You can't do nothing with it. 17,500. Yeah, 17. So I have another level that's at like 498.50, so pretty close to the 500 level. So this resistance level, my Rinko just opened and closed above it, so this kind of becomes support now. And I'm still trying to figure out how to trade that first close over it, if I could even do it. So I've been staying out of those. Are we in a 1-day pass account still? That ended last week. So good. I won't buy any more challenges till 1-day passes back. Good luck, everyone. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, it's acting crazy. I don't understand why people can see that Rhythmic is having issues and they will continue to trade their PAs. I'll still trade it on my evals. Like last week when I was having some of the issues, there was a pretty bad lag. And the only thing that it was really affecting was when I wanted to get out of a trade and break even. It was like I literally couldn't. But I was on eval, so it's like whatever. And then I just realized that part of the issue was one new indicator that I had put on, it was like super heavy on my processor. So that plus rhythmic just being laggy to begin with, not a good combination. But some of these people, I don't understand. I don't. If you zoom into the 1 hour and 3 hour, you can see why NQ is being ridiculous today. This week is earnings week, so be careful. Okay, so we broke through and now we are officially in an uptrend again, for me at least. And we got what? 35 minutes left in the session. Trenches, we are approaching 500. Just for you. Oh, that would have been a disaster. It's after 10 o'clock. You can't trade that. But it's now 3 days in a row. Only had 10 micro orders long, bought NQ at the bottom. 17 was up 20 points. Ninja froze, hit close. It completely wouldn't do anything, so I closed Ninja, went to Rhythmic, said some accounts were 20 and 30 contracts short of my entry, had to manually close, lost $400, all on 10 PAs. Let's hopefully get this resolved. I'm sure Apex will fix it. Don't be sure, baby. Because the last time it was a lot of people complaining about rhythmic issues. Apex said, screw y'all. We not fixing nothing. We always fix it. And we not fixing it this time. So, and he said he had to go to Rhythmic. I don't know why people don't have Rhythmic open at all times anyway. I sometimes used to forget, but you just always need that extra ability to close trades if needed. All right, let's see if we can get something going. 527. Yeah, it technically wasn't a thing anymore, so let's see what we can get. can get a buy-in. As long as it closes above, what is this? 94.25. Do you wanna? Do you wanna? The seller pressure came in. This might not be good, especially because we're trading where my downtrend just turned to an uptrend. But we'll see what happens. I wouldn't be mad if it loses. I want to hit the break-even button so bad, only because of where we're trading, but I don't want to make it a habit of trying to protect my profits because that's not how I trade. I just take every valid setup and I have specific exit parameters. But part of me sometimes feel like this needs to be one. Just because of this level here. But let's see if we can stay above it. If we don't, cool. Alright, so it changed back to buyer pressure now. Let's see if it can hold. It's not looking too good, but y'all don't know how bad I want to hit this break even button. There was a previous resistance level here too at 98.50, 498.50. It needs to go like to 501 for my stop loss to move to break even. I'll feel way better when it does that. I like got my finger on the break even button, but I'm not gonna click it. Wait, maybe I should. It's like it can't get past this level over there to the left. And it just created a double top. Ooh, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. That's gonna lose. That is going to lose. I knew it. Okay, so I am gonna make that a parameter because I see that way too often, and it's no point in standing with the indecision like that. It just stopped me out to the tick too. If that pushes up from there, that'll low-key piss me off. Rejected. Nasdaq rejected with Apple and Nvidia pulling back. Bro. There was an old resistance level at 498.50, but it cleared, so it not necessarily disappeared from my chart, but it wasn't touching the candles over here. That is whack. And I know that's why a lot of people don't like trading with tight stops on the Nasdaq, but that's whack. Literally to the tick. Y'all. To the tick. That's really whack. But it's all good because I know from now on, I'm definitely making that a thing. If we're rotating over the level that just made the downtrend and uptrend or vice versa, and the opposite pressure comes in, so I'm in a buy, I saw seller pressure immediately, I could have broken even there. So it's all good. Technically, I'm still positive, just minus commissions. It's the commissions that's making me negative for the day. But you know what? As choppy as today was, I can be cool with that. This is a prime high right here, so I'm probably gonna stay away from this. If I get into it, if seller pressure comes in or there's like some kind of indecision right after getting in, I'm definitely getting out. And now I'm not gonna get in anyway. Because with this prime high back here, we broke through it, but we couldn't stay above it, so we came back down. So the trade is not strong enough. And this actually would have been a nice sell if it wasn't after 10 o'clock. I don't take counter trend divergence trades after 10. And it actually would have taken profit too. For me, making sure I have the right exit parameters is so important. So I don't want to get myself out of too many trades prematurely, but there's still certain times where you should know when, hey, this ain't that. This isn't, it might have followed the correct patterns when you got in, but then immediately it shows you something different. You're looking for a break and retest. Alright, I gotta be real careful here. Just approaching a volume number that I... Alright, So that's invalid now. My minor level here is pretty weak. So let's see if we can push up off of it. And the fact that it's weak after coming down from attempting to fully break through that high back there. We'll see what happens. $1,062. I actually can get into it now. Okay, I liked that. At first, that sell was invalidated by the volume pattern, but then the volume picked up again. So I'm trying to go. All right, and we have a support level here. So even if this continues down, I'm not gonna take that particular sell. And the volume showed that that wasn't gonna be right anyway. Trenches, you're looking for a break and retest for a buy or a sell? For the buy, for it breaking through 500. Or a retest at 500 to go back down. I'll be back, you guys. I gotta use the bathroom again. All right, what we got here? Not nothing. A sale. So you must have been looking for a buy originally, since you said shit, a sale now. So you must have been looking for the complete break and retest. Okay, this is real nasty. Real nasty. Show y'all this nasty chop. So that's the sell that I got into. So that's the sell. That's the stupid, literally to a tick, wick me out and go to my take profit. So then we got all this chop here, and then we got a 1 bar pullback, 1 bar again. That's not good. Not good at all. And that's also why I don't trade 1 bar pullbacks after 10 o'clock. Alright, that just invalidated itself. Thank you, market. Sometimes I like when the market invalidates itself, then I don't have to think too hard. We're creating some rotation levels here. The market stays below it, we're definitely going to keep pushing down. I have one at like 97 and another right above it at 99. And with those particular levels, basically it just means that until it comes above it and retests, that we could see some indecision and back and forth. There's only 14 minutes left in the session. I would be more than okay with everything ending exactly where it is right now. So if we add in that trade, 15 minutes ago that I coulda, shoulda, woulda broken even on, and then that one trade that I was indecisive on, that after looking through my back test data I was absolutely okay with doing, we'd had a pretty decent day today. That would have been, let's see, right now I'm at 93.16 per account. You add back in the loss, and then you add in what that win would have been. That wouldn't have been a bad day at all. 333 per account. So I'm basically missing like 240 in each one. But still not a bad day. You guys know my goal is to be profitable every day. Even if it's a small profit, I will take $5 profit over negative $200. Was looking for a good break over 515 and pulled back, but enter long when it was above 515 again. We might be going back that way. I don't know. It's like stuck on this rotation level right now, but it started with a double top and we're at another double top. So I think if we could push past 97 and 99, more specifically 97, because my 99 level just stopped painting, so it's kind of irrelevant now. But yeah, I think if we can go above 97, come up, retest it, and go, we might be okay. Heavy on the mic. Let's see. Yeah, all my levels are in order. It's just a matter of if we can get above this rotation level or not. But I tell you what, if nothing happens before 11 o'clock, it just won't happen for me. Fill up the rest of my bottle. It's trying to push past it. Apple and Tesla need some strength. So how many different markets do you look at when you're trading? So I've had people ask, like, or seen people ask, people have asked me too, like, do you look at anything else when you're trading? I'm like, no. I know some people look at the ES, some people look at some of the major stocks that's in the Nasdaq. And I know when people trade the ES, some people look at the major stocks that are in the included in the ES as well, the S&P. I just don't. I don't know. I know myself. I'm very analytical. Like, I promise you, when I make the video showing you all how I develop my strategy, you're gonna be like, you're a psycho. Because of how much data I've collected and how I analyzed it and things like that. It is very, very easy for me to get analysis paralysis. If there's one little thing that partially makes me rethink something, I'll never get into the trade. That's why I've told you guys in the past, like, I've paid for different strategies. I have a girlfriend who I paid for a one-on-one session with her a couple years ago. I purchased her course and she's very successful. She's been a full-time trader for a very long time. However, her strategy does not work for me. She trades on a 5-minute chart and there's way too much analyzing for my blood. Like, I don't want to look at the same chart as 10 other people and we all like analyze it differently. I don't like a strategy like that. And that's why I had to create something that was really mechanical, like very set rules. You don't question anything. If this is there, don't trade it. If it's not there, trade it. Boom, that's it. And I didn't want to just do that for me. I also just told myself, like, if I ever decided to teach, once I reach a certain level of consistent success, which is important to me, maybe not everybody else, but it's important to me, I wanted to make sure if I ever decide to teach or come out with a course or something, that my strategy could help people learn how to trade like a robot, because you don't have to analyze anything, like, at all. I use indicators. I know some people don't trade with indicators. I feel like as long as an indicator isn't lagging too far behind, that they can actually be helpful. Now, most of the indicators that I use are like just showing me different levels for things. Like even the indicator I use to show me my minor, mid, and major levels, and the minor one actually changes my bars different colors based on, where price is at the time. But everything is just showing me levels. That's it. Pivot levels, VWAP, current day, open, high, low, prior day, open, high, low, close. And then I trade with volume. That's really it. I've been trying out this new market structure indicator. As of last week, there were 2 of them. The one was like a very, that was the one that was really heavy on my processor that I got rid of. But the other one I really like. That's the one that's showing me the rotation levels, which is super important. And that's also what made me start paying attention to the overnight high and low, which I never, when I say never, I've never paid attention to it. And what I found was, because this also, so it shows me different types of rotation levels, and it adds more support and resistance levels to my chart. And when I first put it on my chart, I scrolled through the previous 2 weeks of trades, and wouldn't you know, a lot of my trades that I lost was simply because there was a support or resistance level that I didn't know was there. But yeah, so link her course, you might gift it to my sister. You usually try to keep up with Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, Tesla, and Meta. Okay, that makes sense. Those are pretty large companies. I have Apple stock, I have Nvidia, I think I even have Microsoft. I just stopped buying stock because once and I'm gonna get back into it, but once I kind of realized that, like, yo, I'm ready to close my business, my income is gonna drop, and I started losing hours at my nursing job to a girl who failed her boards twice, so she wasn't even licensed, and I'm like, how does this even make sense? So when some of that stuff started happening, I realized, like, okay, life is about to take a pivot financially, so I don't want to invest anymore. But I definitely have a course that I still have not gone through. Maybe I'll go through it sometime in the next couple of weeks or something. I don't know. I have to get my tax stuff together first. But I definitely want to get back into that for long term, because I think the beauty of learning how to trade, day trade at least, not swing trading for months and stuff on end, is like you're gonna get decent returns out of the stock market historically. Even when you have crashes like the 2008 crash and things like that, historically the market comes back, right? However, during the times that your portfolio is going down, you know, because the stock market is not doing very well, you can still make money while your long-term portfolio is going down. You can still make money and make up for it, you know? And that's one of the beauties of trading to me. And the fact that you can make good money outside of a job and not have to have a business, like, or not do things illegally. Because really, after having different businesses for the majority of my 20s, when I shut my credit repair company down in August, oh, that was the happiest thing. Like, it made me so happy, because I got tired of being tied to people all the time. Because the reality is, most people are not worth your time, energy, or effort. Let's be real. And not all money is good money either. So, yeah, this is like my bread and butter. Well, it's not my bread and butter yet, but this is where my bread and butter is going to come from. Trenches, I'm going to message you on Discord, because I don't know if she has a website for the course. She's on Facebook though, so I don't know if you have a Facebook, but you can. I'll shoot you her information, and you can inbox her if you want, and I'll let her know. Just let me know when you inbox her if you do. That way I can tell her, because I know sometimes, you know, when you're not connected to somebody on Facebook, you might not even know that they send you a message, because it'll go in a spam folder that doesn't alert you when something's there. But she has a lot of students, and she has a lot of students that do pretty well. Most of them are older, and you know, they work 9 to 5. So I know one of the things that me and her were talking about recently was the fact that she'll be able to transition a lot of people over to futures now with Apex, because when I first took her course and did her, you know, one-on-one session, she was primarily focused on Forex, because most of the futures prop firms were just way too expensive, you know, which, don't get me wrong, Forex prop firms are as well, but she wasn't really pushing prop firms at all. She was just teaching people how to trade with her strategy, and teaching them how to, you know, grow a Forex account, pretty much. She wasn't pushing prop firms. But now that, you know, she's been trading with Apex, which now is tax season, so she doesn't have a lot of time and stuff. But now that she kind of is getting used to the rules and you know how the trail and drawdown works, and you know how as long as there's a pretty decent sale, I still think 71% sale is pretty decent, especially when you're using the smaller accounts. It's not that big of a difference between 71 and 80, but with it being such a lower cost to entry, I think I don't think, I know she's wanting to transition people over to futures, which is where she's always preferred to be. She only really went to Forex just to, be the leader and show them that, hey, you could do this on Forex charts as well. But she's really, really good at what she does. Very good at what she does. It just doesn't work for me. I don't like 5-minute charts. I don't. All right, so that's the end of the session today. I hope you guys did well so far. Trenches, I know you said that you're back green. I'm not sure where Future Wealth went, but I hope you got yourself back together. If not, I hope you do by 2 o'clock. And I hope you guys have a good rest of the session. Not too bad of a day. Like I said, I'm okay with today. Definitely. Definitely learned the one lesson of like, hey, if that first pullback, because a lot of times the first pullback after the market changes bias for me, I won't take. But that's only because, like, let's say it changes to an uptrend and it pulls back, and now it pulls back so far that my entry will be below that level, I won't trade it. But there are times like the trade at about, I think it was 10:30, where it's like it kind of rotated below and above it. So with that, once the seller pressure came in, I definitely should have broken even. That's going to be a thing for me. I don't break even very much. There's only certain parameters where when the opposite pressure comes in, I go ahead and break even. That needs to be one of them. And then we'll be sitting out of that one trade. So I don't have anything bad to say about today. We started off positive in a brand new 25K account, which is great. I never want to start down, especially on my first day. No, we don't want to do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and enjoyed the session. I hope you guys enjoyed the little music in the white space, in the muted space of the stream. Look, went to 515. Now there's the retest. That's what you was looking for. That is what you were looking for. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I hope you guys have a good rest of your trading session. I will put out the recap video tonight, and I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good day.